Hello, everyone, and welcome back after our wonderful winter Christmas break. This quarter, I'm going to keep reading some stories. I will do one every week for you to listen to and watch. So I'm starting off this one today with Just One More Swim. It helps us think of a little warmer times than we have right now, but I hope you've all been having a lot of fun playing in the snow. Just One More Swim by Caroline Pitcher and Jenny Jones. I thought the pictures in this book were a lot of fun and I really liked looking at them. Big Bear's tiny cubs were safe inside her snowdrift den. The cubs woke up. They yawned and stretched. They turned their heads toward the sound of the ocean. Big Bear stood up and sniffed the air. She lumbered out toward the water. The cubs scampered after her, blinking and dazzling at the world. Big Bear padded across the ice. She stopped and dug a hole. She dipped in her paw and scooped out a fish. The cubs did just what Big Bear did. One dug a hole, the other pounced on the cloud of white and frightened off the fish. Looks like they're ice fishing. The cubs squabbled, they fought, they tackled each other and tumbled and rolled over and over in the snow. They ran and raced on their snowshoe paws and tummy tobogganed on the ice, but then they stopped and stared. "What is that?" they asked. The cubs trembled as they gazed at the blue-green water ahead. Do you see what they're seeing in the ocean? Surprising you can have that much snow and ice and still have water flowing in the ocean. Every morning, Big Bear coaxed her cubs a little further toward the ocean. Look at those. Then one day, Big Bear and her cubs slowly and carefully made their way to the water's edge. Big Bear gently slid into the icy sea. The cubs jumped up and squealed. "Come back!" they cried. But Big Bear swam out strongly to an island of ice in the waves. I bet that water's very cold. The cubs waited for her, shivering on the thin ice. They watched seals curve over the rolling waves and saw silver fish flip and spin. The water rippled, the cubs patted it, but it just wouldn't stay still. Then they put two paws in and pulled them right back out again. Big Bear called to her cubs to swim over to the island. "Come to me across the ocean," she urged. Up in the air, the seabirds flew, crying, "Swim, swim, you can do it," called Big Bear. "I know you can. Swim, swim." And they did. Before they knew it, the cubs were swimming too. Under the water they went, twisting and turning in the aquamarine sea. Up to the top of the water they swam, passing a narwhal with his sword and whiskered walrus too. Then they dived down from on high, cutting through the waves. You guys see all of the different animals they talked about? The narwhal and the whiskered walrus. The cubs paddled with their powerful paws over and under the Arctic waves. They splashed and thrashed and somersaulted through the icy water. So this is what we do. We can swim too. They paddled and swam until Big Bear insisted, "Come out now." The cubs pulled their weary bodies onto the ice. shaking rainbow drops all over Big Bear. Then Big Bear led her cubs to where the juicy blueberries grow. The cubs ate and ate until their muzzles and paws turned blue. Looks a little more purple than blue, though. Big Bear sprawled on her back, paws in the air. She enjoyed the sunshine on her damp fur. But the cubs had other ideas. And as they headed back toward the water one more time, Big Bear smiled as she heard their call. Just one more swim. That's the end. If you want to learn more about polar bears and how they can swim in that super cold water, make sure to ask our librarian, Mrs. Willman. I'm sure she can find some wonderful books for you with some really great information. I hope you all liked my book this week, and I'll see you next week for another one. Bye!